Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Minimalist Gourmet, where today I'll be teaching you how to make Zuppa Toscana. That's right, this copycat recipe from Olive Garden tastes absolutely delicious and is extremely easy to make. Let's get started. Of course, we're going to start things off right with some onions. Here I have one medium-sized onion that I've cut in half, and I started making radial cuts down the length and cutting it down the center. Then you're going to cut it perpendicular to those cuts to make nice little diced pieces. I like to have nice small pieces for this recipe so that everything will fit well onto a spoon and you can get a little bit of everything in each bite. With our onion cut, we're going to set that aside on a plate so that way we can move on to the rest of our ingredients. I like to get all of my ingredients cut and prepared ahead of time. That way when I go to cook, I can focus just on cooking. Where there's onions, there's garlic, and here I have a lot of it. I'm using 7 large cloves of garlic that I'm going to peel and mince very fine. Yes, you do want quite a lot of garlic for this recipe. It will not be too much. Once it's chopped up, go ahead and put it on that plate alongside with your chopped onion. We'll need 4 to 5 medium-large potatoes. What variety is completely up to you. I'm using russets. You can use russets, Yukon Gold, red potatoes. They all work fantastic. You can certainly peel your potatoes if you like. However, I like leaving the skins on. I think they hold up a little bit better during cooking and add a little bit more depth of flavor and texture. Just like our other ingredients, I like to cut them to a size that will make them fit nicely on a spoon. Once we have all of our potatoes cut, we're going to put them in a bowl so we can soak them in water. This will help prevent them from oxidizing as we prepare the rest of our potatoes and our other ingredients. We'll need 6 cups of kale, but we'll have to separate the leaves from the stem. This is quite easy to do. Simply grab the leaves in one hand, the stem in the other, and pull away from you. Just like this. Once all your leaves are separated from the stems, we want to give it a nice chop. Again, you're looking to have all of your ingredients be able to fit nicely on a spoon so you get a little bit of everything in every bite. It doesn't have to be perfect, and it will soften up a little bit as it cooks. This recipe just keeps getting better and better because next up we have bacon. I have here approximately 1 pound of bacon rashers that I'm going to cut into nice bite-sized pieces. And we're done with our prep. Let's get to cooking. Remember, always start out your bacon in a cold pan. It'll help render out more fat and it'll splatter less. Simply toss the bacon around the pan and keep stirring until you have it nice and crispy. Sort of like this. This soup is made in just one pot, but there are a few steps to cooking. After the bacon has been nice and crisped up, we're going to pull that out and place it on a paper towel lined plate so it can drain. Do not throw out that bacon grease though. No, 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 because we are going to cook our sausage in it. I've gone with 3 chorizo sausages here. However, you can use ground spicy or sweet Italian sausage as well. They all work great. Just take your time to break up the sausage into small bite-sized pieces and allow it to fry beautifully in that bacon grease. It will have a tremendous flavor as well as a nice crispiness to it. Once that sausage is nice and brown, we are going to pull it out, just like the bacon, and place it on a paper towel lined plate to drain. This time around, we are left with quite a bit of grease, too much for what we need. Pour out all but about 2 tablespoons of grease for the next step in cooking. We are adding a lot more flavor here by sautéing our onions in that pork and bacon grease for about 4 to 5 minutes on medium to medium-low heat. You want to give them a chance to soften up and just get a little bit of color on them. You're looking for something about this color, not too dark or aggressive. To this, we are going to add our garlic. The reason we're adding the garlic later is it only needs about 1 minute to 2 minutes to cook and become the same level of doneness as the onions. Season your garlic and onion mixture with a nice dash of salt as well as some ground black pepper. Give everything a nice stir before continuing on to the next step. Next up, we'll be adding 8 cups of chicken stock to our mix. Unfortunately, I cannot find chicken stock where I live, nor do I have time to make it from scratch. I'll be adding 8 cups of water and enough chicken bouillon to turn it into chicken stock. Drain your potatoes and add them to your mix. Even though I'm filming and these sat for about 30 minutes in the water, notice there's no oxidation. I'm adding 3 chicken bouillon cubes in order to convert my water over to chicken broth. Of course, if you used 8 cups of chicken broth, skip this step. Turn your range onto high heat, give everything a thorough stir, and allow it to come up to a full boil. After cooking at a full boil for about 8 to 12 minutes, we need to check on how done the potatoes are. To check for doneness, pull out a few pieces of potato and use a spoon or a fork to cut them in half. You do want to see them yield easily, but you do not want them to be mushy, okay? You do not want them falling apart. With our potatoes at a nice level of tenderness, we will add 1 cup of heavy cream to the pot. Make sure to stir thoroughly as you add this in so you don't have any separation happening at all. This will make a nice, rich base for our soup. Once the cream is fully integrated into the soup broth, we are going to add back in our ground Italian sausage, or in my case the chorizo, so that it can reheat and continue to flavor the soup throughout. The last ingredient that we need to add while this soup is on the stovetop is our chopped kale. Yes, 6 cups of kale is quite a lot, and it will seem like it won't fit into your pot. Slowly integrate it and stir it throughout. As it cooks for about a minute or two, it will soften up and it will all fit in the pot. Trust me on this. The kale takes very little time to cook, only 2 to 4 minutes really. You're looking to just have it soften and wilt slightly. This will bring a slight crispness, a little bit of freshness, and a good texture to the soup. As you can see, after about 3 to 4 minutes of cooking, the kale has reduced down nicely and fits beautifully in the pot. Here is where we want to take a minute to taste our broth. Do any final adjustments of salt, pepper, and you can even add some chili flake to it if you like. And that's it. The only thing left to do at this point is serve yourself a nice big bowl of this soup and enjoy. I've got to be honest with you guys, both my wife and I thought that the soup we produced here at the house was actually far superior to the product that we got in the restaurant. You might have thought I forgot about that chopped bacon as well, but I didn't. We are going to garnish our soup with that chopped bacon, and if you'd like, a little bit of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. It's just that easy, guys, to make this absolutely delicious copycat dish tonight at home. I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. And hey, since you're still here, can I recommend one of these other videos to you? See you soon!